to our discussion of the horses coming out of the Derby, gentlemen, and let's segue to a fuller discussion of Classic Empire. Appeared to be against the grain of the racetrack, had the trouble at the start that we discussed, also had a little bit of trouble finding a little bit of difficulty getting a run as they turned for home as well. Is this horse, Andy Serling, a trip horse that you're interested in playing back, or are you concerned that maybe there's been a little too much attention paid to this trip at this point?
Yeah, I think that he on paper he raced to be a player in this race, but there's two schools of thoughts with him, Pete. One is, well, you know, he ran a Breeders'. If he runs back to his Breeders' Cup Juvenile, he will win this race, in my opinion. That was an effort. That was a sensational effort. I believe it was a better effort than any horse in this race has ever run. He did all the dirty work, and he ran a fast race. He held a very good horse, and not this time. But the Classic Empire of 2017 is a very different horse. If you like him, you're not only saying, I think he was badly compromised in the Derby, he could have been very close. If he had had as good a trip as always dreaming, he might have even won. He's going to be the second choice at 3-1 or 5-2. I would rather bet him, and I don't have a problem with that. However, you also may be saying, you know, he ran badly in his first race at Gulfstream, he had issues, he missed training, et cetera, and now it's his third race of a form cycle, and he's ready to run his best race, coming off trouble, so I really like him. Okay, fine. The problem I have is that he still has never run a race that's even close to the Breeders' Cup. So I don't have any evidence that he is nearly the same horse. And his Arkansas Derby, he got an absolutely great setup and was life and death to beat Conquest Mo Money, who will be 5 times his price in the Preakness, and ran a better race. And now he's got to run his third race in 5 weeks in an arduous situation. And I think he's much more likely to not show up in this race than to show up. And while I'm not going to be shocked when he wins, and I'll use him, I don't think he's a great bet in the 5-2, 3-1 race.